Nobody 2 is out in theaters, sequel to the action comedy from 2021. Timo Diajanto replacing Ilya Naishuller in the director's chair, apparently due to scheduling conflicts. Returning cast of Bob Odenkirk, Connie Nielsen, Christopher Lloyd, and Erza, joined by John Ortiz, Sharon Stone, and Colin Hanks. Story finds Hutch back at work again as an assassin/enforcer, trying to pay off his debts to the mob. But his work puts distance between himself and his family, so they all collectively decide to take a vacation at the old family resort/amusement park/aqua park that Hutch remembers from his own youth. But of course, trouble finds them, as it soon turns out that the little town that the park is in is actually a mafia den. So I have to say, I wasn't as hot on the original Nobody as a lot of people were. I thought it was alright at best. And now the sequel does feel like another step down to a pretty average film. In spirit, it's still largely the same thing. A boomer dad power fantasy where an aging, unassuming guy with a boring life goes nuts and spreads mayhem upon bad guys with fists and guns and violence. Which, by the way, it is remarkable to me how 30, 40, even 50 years ago, so many action movies were about a young rookie coming up out of nowhere to challenge the flawed established system and win the day. Top Gun, Days of Thunder. And now action movies of today, made very often by the same people who are now just much older, are about old retired hero coming out of retirement to challenge the established flawed systems and win the day. F1, Top Gun Maverick, Nobody. It is kind of funny how the boomer generation cannot let go of being the ultimate heroes. But anyway, Nobody 2 is, as I said, similar in spirit to the original, but perhaps more lighthearted and takes itself even less seriously in general. And this is a problem I had with the movie. It never feels serious about anything. The main character is always going to win, the bad guys are cannon fodder, you know precisely how each scene is going to go. Predictable, tropey, and by the book. The action is mostly well choreographed and performed, I admit that, but and some of the set pieces are really fun, like the arcade at the beginning and the boat. But for some strange reason, none of the movies like this has ever made me actually care and feel anything except for the John Wick series. I really don't know what's so special about that, but I felt that special something it was missing from Nobody and Nobody 2. Also, another funny observation is that the film sets up its initial conflict as a man being so busy with work that he cannot spend time with his family. And then 5 minutes after arriving on vacation, that man gets busy with work and spends no time with his family whatsoever, which is somehow still played as a win, as a positive thing. It is funny to me and so uniquely American, this notion that the solution to being an absent workaholic father is to continue to be an absent workaholic father. So I didn't love the film. I don't think it's completely terrible, but for all the fun action it executes nicely, it really failed to do anything for me personally. I think if you're a family dad over 60 years old, I do think you'll probably love it a lot more, but I'm not, so I don't.